Are monogamy and marriage outdated concepts?
50-50.
50-50, what do you mean?
Well, marriage to somewhat. I mean, marriage is, to me, a religious thing. It has nothing to do with a relationship, but monogamy, I mean...
But monogamy is like marriage in that it's a decision. You make the decision to stay with one person for the rest of your life.
But is that even natural? Is that even realistic?
Yeah, there's lots of species other than humans that, you know, pick a partner for their life. Wolves do it.
It's a commitment, isn't it? It's a bond.
Yeah, but I'd like to think that at the core of all that are two people who want to be together for the rest of their lives. And if they choose to go about it through a marriage, well, yeah, do it. Have a big party to celebrate.
Yeah. But people change. You're different in your 20s, and you're in your 30s, and your 40s, and your 50s. So when you make a decision in your 20s, how can you be expected to be held to that until you're 70, 80 years old?
Yeah. I think a lot of people are scared to commit these days. I mean, there's so many options for dating, and like, you know, you can meet your friends on Facebook, and you know, I think a lot of people are influenced by what they see on TV about people cavorting around at nightclubs. I might not be one of those, but
you might be. You might not be.
I mean, I'm 33 years old. I thought by now I'd be married with a couple of kids, but I'm not. So, you know, am I a product of my society? I believe so. So,
if you want to be with somebody, then make that choice to be with somebody. You can let people know through marriage or ceremony, but
it's a choice you make every day.
Yeah.
Can you realistically make that choice and say, this choice is I'm going to stick to this choice for the next 30, 40, 50 years of my life?
A lot of people get bored easily too. Like, I mean, and then 6 months down the road, it's like, right, traded in for a new model, and serial monogamy. You know, I mean, I only have Shreddies once, and then I have cornflakes. I may have one box of cereal at a time. Serial monogamy.
But if you are sure enough that you want to be with that person for the rest of your life and you're willing to get married, don't you want to be just as sure if you're not married, but you still want to spend the rest of your life with that person? Like, if you've decided, this is my person and we're going to be together, we're just not going to tie the knot, you want to be just as sure, hopefully, as you would be if you were going to actually get married. Yeah. Instead of testing the waters and just trying it out for 10 years and then deciding that you want a different kind of bowl of cereal.
Should we abolish the monarchy? Should we get rid of that as Canadians? Why do we need it?
I think the Queen's pretty hip. I mean, you know,
she is a hip queen. I have to give her that. She is a hip queen.
For being like one of the richest people on the planet, you know, she puts a few sentences together for us, so that's not bad.
But it's such a waste of taxpayers' dollars. I mean, we Britons, everybody else, we're funding them. We are making sure that they're still around.
But I think that if the monarchy doesn't have any real political power, they're just a figurehead or a tourist attraction for Britain, then that's fine. We'll let it be that, but don't make it out to be that they're the head of the state, that, you know, Britain can't survive, or any of the UK countries can't survive without a monarchy.
But we put these people up on a pedestal like there's something special and important, and yet they're just people.
Yeah.
So why make the big deal? Why do we want to pass that message down to future generations that these people are special and we need to bow to them and honor them?
Well, these guys have they've had power and they've handed it down generations. I mean, and they're trying desperately to maintain the power that they have. You know, I just see the royal family right now as a tourist attraction, like you said. I mean, it's not really, it doesn't really serve any purpose other than the fact that it's a testament to days gone by. I mean, the British Empire, right? It's the last bastion of it.
Yeah, and they don't want to release, you know, some people just don't want to release the class system, whether they're, you know, down supposedly in, you know, the peasants or, you know, the upper class or whatever.
I think a poll of most Commonwealth citizens would say, get them out.
I disagree.
Really?
And going back to what Dan said, you know, there are people, there's drama involved. You know, let's not forget the question marks that are still looming over the royal family. Like, let's look back at
Princess Diana.
Princess Diana's death. I mean, in a tunnel, so no one could see. You know, I mean, let's have a look at that. And then also we've got Harry, who some people are saying is the son, the love child of the. Is it an actor, Mr. Hewitt?
It's a modern day soap opera.
It's
a soap opera playing out in real life that some people just can't turn off the channel.